Okay, welcome back. I have already shared the links out on FaceSpace and social media. I'm wearing my brand new hat from the pants store. I've actually had it several years. Just kept the tag on it, kept it in my office. Thought it would be good for today. Got the logo. You always hear some of these advertisements that we see, and they say, something about Alabama. But when I say call me Alabama, I mean call me Alabama. Addison or Alabama makes no difference. It's all one and the same. See a church in Clanton. Ooh. Alright. Give me just a minute. We'll get started in just a second. Let's go ahead and turn that down just a tad bit. All right. So, did a quick review, just a brief skim through it. Looks like there's several new land listings on the market today. So far, there's about 11 in the MLS, West Alabama MLS. And it's still a tad bit early. It's almost 2 o'clock. Agents still have about 3 hours before 5 o'clock, and everybody wants to go home. And again, anytime if I miss one for the day, it'll always be on the next day's broadcast, so it's no big deal. And you still have that first opportunity to try and get in early. But yeah, so I hope everyone had a great long weekend with that extra day off yesterday. We actually visited the city of Montgomery. It's got a brand new drive-through zoo, drive-through experience, and you actually stay in your car and drive through the whole park, and the animals that they have just come up and eat the snacks right there out of your bucket. My son loved it. We had taken him before, but he was real young, so this time really made an impact. I think he had a blast. I'd love to show you that photo of him passing out just as soon as we got back in the car. He slept the entire ride home. It's only about 2 hours from Tuscaloosa to Montgomery, which is the capital as well. And so yeah, we had a good time yesterday, good long weekend. I hope everybody else did. Of course, I was excited to have Alabama football return Saturday as well. It was a big weekend, and you know, September's just an awesome month. It starts to cool off. The heat's kind of still here midday, but you have all these opportunities early in the morning, late in the evening. I actually went to my hemp field yesterday evening as well after we got back, and it was a beautiful evening. Sunset was just right there. Gave them a water session, and I'm eager. Those plants are actually going to the city of Montgomery as well, you know, I'm eager to develop that business. It's more of a social responsibility element that I have. You know, for starting it, the main thing was I already had the land opportunity, and so, you know, that big obstacle to start the business was already there and done. So, you know, I was able to start actually last year. I'm a second year, and you know, it's just I've learned so much, and I'm ready to expand. And all three of my businesses are right here in my tangible West Alabama area. The store is centered, real estate is centered. Usually you schedule for real estate. You know, my girlfriend is licensed as well, so anytime somebody may call and they need something right away for the real estate business, you know, she's always available, and that's worked out really well. So we've expanded, we've gotten smarter, more efficient, and you know, I can't hardly. I'm always planning way out, and you know, I'm just happy to see everything going so well. Very sad to see so much death and killing just on an open, you know, page with Russia, and now apparently they have all their Russian, so they can't call them murderers or anything that they need to get them out of office and make changes. And of course, you know, it's causing Ukrainians to have to sin and kill them back. And it's a very bad situation. And I hope that the U.S. will lift those restrictions to stop, you know, the launching of bombs from areas that we could hit with weapons from Ukraine. And apparently the government won't let them. They have these rules in place where they can't hit certain areas or anything inside Russia. And the fact is, Putin's intentions are never revealed in whole, and Biden should be smart enough to know that this is going to lead to catastrophe if we just don't go ahead and shut it down and force them to raise a new flag in Russia like they did in the 90s. If this drags out forever, it's going to be in his favor. If we don't stop it now, it's going to be in his favor, and they're just going to continue to, you know, expand. When they get Crimea was supposed to be this big deal, and they were going to be done after that, and it has just proven the intentions. They are absolutely against the free world, and they were supposed to be a democracy, which is very sad. And it's a horrible situation. I always pray for God's divine favor to intervene there and in the Kremlin. You know, no matter what they think of the United States government, it is a free operation. We are free people here. We can rebuttal on our own president and not expect them to send people to take out us and our families like they do in Russia and North Korea, to keep one person as the top of their government and benefiting from all their wealth and money pulled together. I don't understand why that many millions of people would want such a small class of people to live much better. And, it's I don't think it's a matter of why they want to, as a matter of the separation of power, and money creates the opportunity. And the definition of government needs to change. That is something that has crushed the world and human history forever, always having some sort of power where the money gets pulled, and they're all humans. They can't think for other people, and that sadly that's what happens in so many areas. Patrons are so proud of their country, but their leadership just continues to fail, and it keeps them oppressed. Less money, less freedoms. So pray for Ukraine to defeat Russia. It would be great if it was this week when the Russian people decide to revolt and stop sending their own people to slaughter for a war to take over land that those same dead soldiers and families will never benefit from. So I'm not, it's tough. And another thing too, some of the you're really starting to see the effects of the info wars that we've allowed to happen from, just getting in bed with these communist countries, and they're in our media. They keep saying, oh, the Russian people don't know. They don't know. Well, yes, they do. They're on YouTube. They know those videos are not fake when they're watching buildings being blown up, civilian buildings, things like that. And they've got to start taking some responsibility for what's going on before it's too late. Their president is only friends, economic growth. There is no economy in North Korea. So it's like, that's great. You can trade with North Korea, but that's it. I mean, their people are not free. They can't do anything about it. And it's just heavy. That's so heavy that we can all see what's going on. Putin has driven the country into the ground. The ruble is 10,000 to 190 US dollars. I sold homes to Russians here in Alabama, and they were cashing out left and right. And this is a clear tactic of a dictator. They want us to hate each other and make it a little bit more clear who he controls and who he doesn't. And him sitting in Russia, that's as good as it gets for him, the government of Russia. And sadly, so many hundreds of thousands have been murdered in a war. It's straight up murder for expansion. Doesn't matter if they're soldiers of a country and there's all these rules and words written in a book that, Russia doesn't recognize at all. I mean, anything international, they don't want anything to do with it. So, praying for divine favor for Russia to collapse and raise a new flag, get all these KGB out of their government and install a democratic government, and get back on their way to becoming a great country. Because right now they're not. It's just absolutely unbelievable that the Russian people would stand behind that. Invading their neighbor country to take it over at any cost. One bomb killed 50 people, including children, just today. And that's intentional. Your soldiers have become terrorists. They've been given the green light to be a terrorist from their country, and that's as bad as it gets. The definition of government, that's as bad as it gets. All right, so moving on. So yeah, saw a few. There's several land listings today. Number one here is in Northport County. No subdivision name for this. Waterford Drive. It's just under 1 full acre. 0.98. Huntington Elementary, Tuscaloosa County High School for the zoning. And Hannah Hall, eXp Realty is the seller's agent for that one. They're asking $61,000. So maybe, I don't know, 61,000 is a strange asking price. Why not just 60? But I can see Lake Tuscaloosa is right behind it. It's not a direct waterfront lot, but it is right behind it. There's a row of houses kind of between it, but it's very close. And it's also wooded as well. So on top of the $61,000 asking price, to get to a buildable lot, you'll have additional excavation cost on top of the 61 before you can even pour a foundation. So might keep that in mind. Okay, we got a new one just went in, and this is another land listing. How about that? It's so funny, they come in clusters. It's always like this. This was just entered right now. This is in Duncanville, which is rural community, right outside of Tuscaloosa, east. Ward Boyd Drive. It's 1/3 of an acre, 0.35. It's got Maxwell Elementary, Hillcrest High School, J. Reed, RE 101. I know J. Reed. Asking price $21,000. Not bad. I always like to print. You know what? That is the problem. So let's go here. Save as PDF. This is 0 Ward Boyd Drive, Duncanville, 0.35. I'll have to send it to the other computer and print it, which is fine. That just went in. Hot now donuts. Okay, this is Moundville, Alabama Avenue, subdivision Clements, not familiar with that. Another 1/3 of an acre, 0.33. Arkinta Taylor, JR Real Estate and Company is the seller's agent. And they're asking $22,500 for this one. And it says remarkable location directly across from Moundville Elementary School. Build your dream home here, nice flat lot. Hurry, won't last long. If it's directly across the street from the elementary school, it probably won't last long. Okay, I saw this one driving around earlier this weekend. 7461 Buttermilk Road, which is just, Tuscaloosa Chevrolet exit off the interstate out of Tuscaloosa. And you just kind of go on down. This is on the left, just before the first stop sign on Buttermilk. This is one level home, no subdivision. How about that? Built in 1980, so it's late mid-century. 3 bedroom, 1 full bathroom, 1 half bathroom. It's got an acre, 0.5, so an acre and a half. Just under 1,700 square feet, not bad. It does have an open carport, 1 covered park, as well as the driveway. Matthew Wright, Remax Premier Group's the seller's agent for that one. And they're asking $229,900, which would be, you know, a somewhat affordable payment price point, especially if you had two people working. It's kind of stuck in the 90s on the interior. Might be an opportunity to get that price down. They haven't done, you know, haven't brought it up to date since the 1980s. We're in Tuscaloosa. This is Tuscaloosa County, East Holt area, Halsey Holt subdivision, 2403 Short 19th Street Northeast. One level home built in 1930. So it's an old home. It needs lead-based paint disclosure for sure. Under 1,000 square feet, 992. 3 bedrooms, 1 full bathroom, 1 half bathroom, just like the other one we just went over. This one's got just over 1/10 of an acre, 0.14. Mary Morgan, H.A. Edwards Realty is the seller's agent. I do know her. And an affordable price on this one, $160,000. Just asking $160,000 for that one. All right, this is a commercial land listing in Birmingham. I'm not interested in that. Okay, next up, back in Moundville, 11905 County Line Road, Moundville. No subdivision again. That's awesome. 1 level home built in 1997, so just before turn of the century. 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom with almost 10 acres. Ding, 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 sound the alarm. You know, anytime you got that much acreage with the home, it's got a lot of potential. You know, you could always subdivide that land and then sell it off, get some of your money back. Big Sandy Elementary, Hillcrest High School is the zoning. Just under 1,900 square feet. So it's a moderate to large, you know, size, 1876 to be exact. And then the acreage is 9.61. So literally it's 1/3 of an acre short of 10 full acres. Tommy Banks, Warrior Real Estate, is the seller's agent for this one. And they're asking $339,000 even. This says this is a residential single family mobile manufactured. It doesn't look like a manufactured home. It's been bricked in. Oh, I see. They've bricked in the entire mobile home. So, you know, it's converted to a real home. It could probably get FHA loans. Let's see what he's got on here. Cash, conventional, FHA, USDA, yeah. So it's a mobile home converted to a real house, which is, you know, that is a really good opportunity for a value add as a real estate investor. If you purchase mobile homes, anything that's new and decent, even a single wide, you know, and they make them for $25,000, $35,000 now. Buy the single wide, brand new, and put it on a permanent foundation. So that just became a real house. And real homes have government-backed mortgages on loans that are available. People can buy those with FHA, depending on where it is, USDA, which is no down payment. All those types of factors, you know, add to the value. So if you just buy the mobile home, put it on a permanent foundation, brick it in, and it's on a permanent foundation, you will have a value add right there. I mean, you know, I can't put an exact number on it, but, you know, it's a decent value add, you know, something substantial, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, depending on where you are. If you convert a brand new mobile home, buy a brand new mobile home, put it on a permanent foundation, those mortgages like FHA and USDA will be available to it now. It's a real home, and you'll have a value add that you'll love. Take it to the bank. Okay, next up, this was the church that I mentioned. It's in Clanton, Alabama, which is Chilton County. I'm not really interested in that. 610 Dennis Street. Dan Williams has got it listed. I think he is a preacher. Lee, Hannah, and Dan actually have it listed. $450,000 is the asking price. Like I said, it's in Clanton, Alabama on 3 acres. And the building itself is 3,186 square feet. You know, lots of churches are just the whole deal is if there's no congregation, the building doesn't need to sit empty forever and ever. Amen. And a lot of these churches across the country are being converted to affordable housing. Um, the building's already there. It would be a fraction of the cost. So that's what's happening. Okay, next up, we got a commercial industrial listing back in Tuscaloosa County, 69 South, 611 18th Avenue. It says big building, 9,800 square feet. Built in 1988. It sure doesn't look it. Sitting on 2 acres. How do you get here? Yeah, 69 South. 18th Avenue. Okay, yeah, it's right here off of Old Greensboro. Turn on Mimosa Park Drive just before the Links and the Greens, and you would be right there. Yeah, I mean, literally is right behind all those apartments and subdivisions. It's pretty cool, though. I mean, it's tucked away. They got it cleaned up. Case McNeil Right Space LLC is the seller's agent for that one. I'm asking $899,000 for the almost 10,000 square feet. 69 South, kind of in between subdivisions. Okay, next up we got Greensboro, Alabama, which is Hale County, 266 Royal Estate Drive. 1-level home built in 1978. That's the exact year that the lead-based paint disclosure cutoff is supposed to be. I would just go ahead and sign one anyway, just to be safe. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, which you see with the mid-century engineering. 1,113 square feet, so it's a smaller home. A third of an acre, 0.35. Phil Duke Jr., first-class real estate capstone. I'm sure he's the broker of that and owner. And super affordable, $105,000. All right, next up, this is the last one for today. So far, 13026 Rolling Meadows Circle. This is Hidden Meadow Subdivision, Northport County, very popular. Newer home, built in 2019, so it's 5 years old. Under 2,000 square feet, 1920 to be exact. 4-bedroom floor plan, 2 full bath. It's got Huntington Elementary, Tuscaloosa County High School zoning. Highway 82, turn up Rose Boulevard right there as you're going out of Northport past Walmart at that new red light. Left into Hidden Meadows Boulevard. It's just right there. Okay, Laurie Ann Plumley over at Keller Williams. I've never met her before. She's got it listed $329,500 asking price. So within 5 years, and it's a good looking home. Very good looking home. It's completely empty. It needs furniture too. This would be a really good one to use me as your buyer agent, so I could give you that furniture allowance, paid for my commission. You got to furnish this whole house, so you might as well save some money with a broker that wants to offer you more and not take more from you. All right, so that's it for today. Today's listings. Russian missile strike killed at least 50. Yeah, that's what I just said. That was horrible. They're terrorists. This will be one of the biggest obstacles ever. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, okay. So I wanted to show you the view from North Pickens Airport today. It is absolutely gorgeous. Serenading them all morning with country songs and music. I have cameras that have speakers, so There's helicopter out there. There is a full-time AMP that works there. They're open throughout the weekdays. Exciting to see some new aircraft there, and that is a chopper. I've seen several doing practice runs today as well. There is a pilot that does training at the Reform location. As always here, you got all my new developments there. Truck. I thought it was a plane about to take off. So don't forget, I've got one new construction home for sale. It's off market right now. It's got $2,300 a month income. The renter's gonna stay as long as she wants to. We'd love her to stay longer. And you know, if we did the deal, we would just want to sell it to an investor. It's such a good opportunity. They love the house. They pay on time. I mean, literally, she brings it to us on the 1st, and it's worked out so good. Tuscaloosa is just a great market for that. And this was number 7. So it's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom, 3 full bath, 1 half bath, downstairs by the kitchen for your guest. And you know, all my developments in West Alabama, I've had 2 total lost houses to tornadoes here in West Alabama in the past 15 years. So all my inventory has tornado shelters, and that particular one was the first one that I had done a double as the laundry and the tornado shelter. You know, a lot of times the shelters be outside of the house, and we had built one before that was actually in the garage, which is not really having to go outside per se, but you still have to go in the garage. And the laundry room just seems so much better of a choice. Don't even have to go outside. Those tornado warnings, if you're not right under it, you know, it lasts 5-10 minutes and you're done. And so if that happens at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, they'll really appreciate that. And of course, if one happens to be right on top of you, you're gonna love not being hit and affected by that in a safe place for that five minutes that, you know, it happens. So believe it can happen. We have to pay insurance for all this crap. And so we just want to be smarter. You know, there's a big tax credit if you add a storm shelter to your personal home. The state of Alabama will give you a tax rebate when you file your taxes, and I think it's like $2,500 or something. All you have to do is install one, and then they basically will pay for it when you get your tax refund. It's a great program. So, okay, come see us. Sayonara. Don't forget to call my sponsored lender, Ryan Perrenoud. He and his wife are full-time with lending. He and I make a great team when you're ready to buy. These days, if you're going to use a mortgage and you're buying a home, you have to have your lender basically involved in every step, or you're not going to get any responses from your sellers like you want. You've got to have that pre-approval. You've got to have a lender that's going to respond, say, yes, I know what's going on. We're going to do X, Y, and Z, those types of things. It's just too good of a seller's market, you know, to have homes just sit pending for weeks. There's concrete steps that have to be taken, or, you know, they're gonna move on. That's just the deal. That's just the deal. Okay, signing off. Tomorrow's already Wednesday, so isn't that great?